All right, what's going on, everybody? It's October 3rd, 2:35 a.m., and we're about to get started. So I got the nice few setups already looking like they're ready to go, but I'd like to wait till closer to the London session. But if a move starts, we might jump on it. Just depends what it looks like. But it is Monday, so volume's still slowly pumping into the market, so don't want to rush into anything too soon. But there are a lot of good setups I see on the charts already. So it's crazy because GJ, we called a buyout for GJ, and we caught this whole move. Then it retraced over the weekend, and then literally 2 hours ago, the move finished. So we just missed that move, but it's all good. There's plenty of more opportunities to come today, especially because day ain't started yet. So I'm not tripping too much about that. But I might possibly look for some GU sales again, depending on what things look like when Wednesday session starts. Yeah, I see a lot of pairs moving right now, so just looking at setups potentially. Like this thing just shot up a huge amount of pips in 15 minutes. Like this thing shot up 30 pips in 15 minutes, which is insane. Again, I'm just looking at things right now. I'm not really entering anything. I'm just looking at pairs that I could potentially enter. But I'm liking how US30 is looking. But it's retracing back up, which is good. So I want to see another retest candle. And possibly, hey, what's going on? Morning, how you doing? So it's already retesting, which is good. So if it stays underneath this level of price, might enter a sell, but it could very much retrace back up here. But for the past 15 minutes, it's been at this level of price. Well, past 20 minutes, really. Goes at this wall right here, and they'll be underneath this wall right here. So we very much so could be looking for sells soon. But we enter anything right now. Since it's Monday and it's really early into the markets, I'm gonna be extra careful with my entries, as in when I enter, I'm gonna be with my profits, I should say. I'm gonna be really trying to secure them. I'm gonna be looking for NAS sales too. So NAS can break these wicks right here and kind of break through this level right here. I'll put a line right here. The NAS can break through this. I'm gonna look for sales right there too. It's rejecting off this level of price right here. That's what we can see right here. So could see a good sell setup. But again, it's not even London session yet. We still got 20 minutes until London session. It's not in too much of a rush. Just looking at potential setups for the day. And then trade 30 comes back down. Possibly might look for a sell right here. Let's see what else. Yeah, I like how GU is looking. I like to see a retest if possible, because this is on this level of price as well. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm gonna see if it's gonna retest the next 15-minute candlestick, or even this next 5 minute, and then we're gonna go from there. Euro USD, I'm looking for sales for this too. This already starting to move right here. But again, it's still early in the session. Very much so could retrace. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna retrace, so we can get the best entry possible with the least amount of drawdown, while we catch the most amount of pips. So just gonna be chilling, looking to see what these next candlesticks look like. A new 5 minute just started. And a new 15-minute starts in 5 minutes. I was looking at silver sales too. This thing's starting to dump too. I was saying everything's really actually starting to dump early this week compared to last Monday, which could be a good thing. It's showing a lot of volume in the markets this early, which isn't terrible. That means we can probably find some news early. But the thing is, a lot of news already started, so I'm trying to wait for some retests and retracements. But this is looking good. Prices underneath these levels of traffic. I'd like to see a retest to come up to here at least. And if it can do that, I might look for an entry. But that's what I'd like to see it do at least. Come back to this level of price. But it looks like it's trying to push, so probably gonna have to wait till later or probably look for a gold setup. But I am liking how this is looking. Speaking of gold, let's see how gold is looking. See if we can look for a setup. Okay, yeah, so we can probably look for a setup for gold too. So this is good. So there's a lot of potential setups here. This will be a 1 to 3 for gold. Yeah, so I'm gonna be looking at these pairs. And I'll probably look for AUD New Zealand sales too. I mean, not AUD New Zealand, AUD USD sales. Because this is in a downtrend as well, and all the other USD pairs are dropping. So based off that, that tells me to look at other USD pairs like AUD USD. And here we go. We see AUD USD doing the same thing as Euro USD, same thing as GBP USD. New Zealand USD is probably doing the same thing. Yep. So might be looking for sales for all of these. Now, obviously, these will probably go different lengths and distances and different pip amounts, but they're all showing signs of going down. So we can still catch pips on all of them. But just because they're all going down does not mean they're going to keep going down the same length or the same distance. Okay, because these are different pairs. This is the New Zealand dollar paired with the USD. This is the Great British Pound paired with the USD. This is the Euro paired with the USD. You get what I'm saying? This is gold paired with the USD. So there's all different values, but they all are dipping down like we can see. So we can all catch some pips on all these pairs. But they're all going to be moving differently. Now, speaking of which, US30 looks like it's trying to break that level again. So I might try to. What I'm going to do is get the signal ready because in 2 minutes a new 15-minute candle starts. So I'm going to wait for that before, I jump the gun too early. So let me go ahead and get these signals ready because I feel like there's a lot of things going to drop. Because everything's in the downtrend if we go in the daily time frame, which is what you always have to do. You always got to go in the bigger time frame so you know the over direction of price. That way you know what to look for. Because every chart you should be looking for one thing. You shouldn't be looking at retracements trying to look for a buy or sell setup. You should be looking at the overall direction. And this pair, for example, in a clear downtrend, so I'm only looking for sales. And that's how things should work. So it's a new 15-minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get these signals ready because I feel like things are about to drop as we speak. And again, it could retrace as soon as London session starts. So definitely do keep that in mind. But we can also potentially get good positions pre-London. So US30, yeah, US30 is pushing. So I'm about to enter this, even though it could retrace on me, but I rather, like I always say, I rather get a decent entry than have the move start and then it should start to shoot down. Because I already did retest. If we look on here on the small time frame, I already did a retest. Now I could on the 15-minute do a retest to right here. They would potentially have, or could retest all the way back to the zone right here. So it could come to this price right here. So that's very much could happen. So either could retrace here, or it could retrace back to the zone, or it could continue to push to this level price right here, and then continue to come down to right here. Okay, so you gotta think about that. Those are the risks to entering before London, but as long as you secure your profits, you're honestly fine. So that's how I'm looking at it, at least. Because as you see, it's pushing right now. So, and this is US30 we're talking about. So we're gonna catch a few hundred pips before the retracement happens, anyways. But I'd still like to obviously get a entry closer to the zone. But if things are going to continue to drop, it looks like NAS is about to break that level 2. Why not enter that? But I probably will just enter US30 on stream, and if it retest, retrace, and I re-enter, I'll call that out in the signal room. Because again, I'm okay with doing this, and I know what I'm doing, and I understand what's going on in the charts. But if I call this signal, the worst I want to see happen is a retrace, and people didn't secure their profits because of greed, this, that, and the third, and that come to bite them in the butt. So I might just personally enter that, and then secure my profits, trail my stop loss. But I like how NAS is looking, so I might call this signal out. So let me get this signal ready. So I like how NAS is looking. So NAS, that's how I'm looking at, will be on like 10.020. We can do 10.020. Seeing the TP is ready. Alright, that's soon already. So let's see what else is going on these charts. But I like how US30 is looking. But actually, yeah. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm patiently wait again because it's Monday. I'm not in too big of a rush. I'm just gonna hold my horses. But I do like how this is looking because it hit the line just like I placed, and you can see how it's reacting to this line. So that's a good sign. So it's already doing a retest. And a new 5 minutes about to start in 1 minute. So with that, well, the new 5 minutes just started. So the new 15 minutes starts in 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna wait to see what that does. I'm also gonna wait to see if these other correlating pairs will push down as well, because it looks like some of these are retracing up as we speak. So that actually is going to work out in our favor. Yeah, so gold's retracing a little. Silver's retracing, which is good. Silver's at this level of price right here, though. What do you think about U.S. oil for potential gap fill? So I talked about, that's funny you said that, because I actually talked about that with my members last night, in our Zoom meeting, and I was actually talking about oil. Where is oil? Here it is. And yeah, it's definitely going to fill this gap up. Wouldn't be surprised if it does that today. It's definitely going to have to eventually, because all gaps have to get filled up. That's just one of the laws of the charts, just like imbalances and things like that. Those have to get filled up eventually, but gaps usually get filled up sooner. Just like I wonder if US30's gap ever got filled. Yeah, US30's gap got filled here because US30 had a gap. See, it went down a little bit, retraced, came back up, filled the gap up, shot back down. You know what I'm saying? So the gap's definitely going to get filled, and actually fits right where our sell setup would be at. So, before we enter that, we just have to patiently wait for confirmation showing it's ready to come back down, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, it's definitely going to fill that gap up eventually. Probably today, but only time will tell. Yeah, so that's what I think about that space here. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of good setups right here. Silver might not retrace more. It's probably going to follow gold's route. Gold's lead from now. Euro USD is looking good too. I'd like to see retracement off of this level of price hitting this wall right here. So let me see if it actually did. Okay, it hasn't done it yet. It might try to do it, or if volume's strong, it might just continue to push down. But yeah, I'm seeing sales for everything. I'm seeing sales for Euro, as of now at least. It's underneath this level, this wall right here too. So it's actually a good sign to possibly enter Euro USD. Same thing with GU. GU is retracing a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. So you see a retracement here, and we see a slight one on do we see a slight one on the 5 minute? No, we don't. So that's what I mean about differences. Now I could adjust this up, but as we just saw, GU is retracing a little bit. Euro USD is still trying to push through more levels of traffic, but we just saw that it is still reacting to this wall, which is normal. But it already did the big drop. And I went over this with the members last night too. So they already know what I'm talking about by the big drop. See the small candlesticks and the big drop and things like that. So that's also a good sign that it's trying to continue to go down. It already broke through these levels of traffic. It's underneath these levels of traffic right here, like you see on the dotted red line. And you see it's underneath this level of traffic right here with the dotted red line there. So that is good sign. So it's either going to keep on breaking through, or it's going to retest on the next 15-minute candlestick, and then most likely continue to push down. So as we can see, it's pushing down there. So those watching the stream, I do believe it's going to keep going down. But for signal wise, I would like to see a better setup with better risk reward, like this one, for example. Now, this is, or it's 1 to 7 if it goes all the way zone to zone. But on Friday, this is as far as it went. So this is going to be the first target right here, at least coming to here. And then depending on what the candlesticks look when it comes to this lower price here, will determine if, I'll determine from there if I'm going to either close or, secure my profits and try to go to this wall right here, which is what I'd like to actually go to. But it's going to take volume and momentum on our side to do that, which is why you want to trade with the trend all the time. Because again, we're in a clear downtrend. If we zoom out on the daily time frame, even just keeping it simple, looking from here, we've been in a downtrend for a month. But we actually go farther out, we've really been in a downtrend for a year, because it says May 21st at the bottom, right? May 21, 2021. So we've really been in a downtrend, or we can count it right here, but it really started here. So kind of June. So we've been in a downtrend for about a year now. But keeping it simple, even if we just look like from here, you can still see a clear downtrend. Or here, you can still see a clear downtrend from this year. So if everything's in a downtrend, we need to look for mainly sales. Now, I did a retracement here, but, just thinking about how trends work, trends aren't going to shoot straight down. They're not going to shoot straight up. They're going to be retracements, things like that. They react to different levels of price, things like that. And, just looking at this, you can clearly see that this is potentially just a lower high, and then it could potentially shoot back down. Or it could break back up. As we can see, the past 2 days, it's been respecting this level and rejected each time. And we see price rejected even this day, came back up, and going to see if it's going to drop again. That's what we're looking for. And it did drop 2 candlesticks on the 15, and now it's doing a retest of a level of price right here. So we're going to still respect this wall of price and break through this again. We could see potential sells. And if we can break through this level of traffic, we have this nice free fall of, that's a good amount of pips. That's 1021 to 938. Let me do some math real quick. Yeah, so it's about 80 pips of a free fall if we can break those levels of traffic. So that's what we'll be looking at. The GU is doing a nice retest on this candlestick, which is good. New 15 in London session starts in 4 minutes, so it's going to be interesting to see what that candlestick does. I like to see it just do a nice retest right here and then try to drop again. That's what I like to see, but we're going to have to wait to see if it's going to do that. Now, red folder news wise, there's not a lot going on today, which is good. So there's the CHF going on straight at, let's start the race, started at 30 minutes before London. We have the CPI, but that's about it. And then everything else is chill. We have a red folder at 10 a.m., but that's not until New York session, so I'm not really worried about that until later then. But other than that, there's not really any red folders, so there shouldn't be too much impacting the market. So now it's just the patience game. And like again, we see everything retracing. We saw GBP USD retracing. Now we see US30 retracing back up. NAS probably retrace if I go on to NAS. Let's just take a look. Yep, NAS retracing. Everything retracing, right? It's not a coincidence. Like I said, it's happening right before London. It's literally 3 minutes before London session starts. So it's actually perfect timing for us. This is usually what happens. But again, we don't control the markets. This doesn't always happen. But it's a good rule to keep in mind because it happens a lot. It happens most of the time. So just because something doesn't happen one time, but it happened 10 other times, doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? So you have to keep that in mind. It's not going to happen all the time, but it happens a lot of the times. Price retraces and stuff around the same times every day. So like right before London, or the first candlestick of London, my time. So London session starts 3 a.m. my time. Then 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. Retracements or moves happen on the markets, and then New York session 8 o'clock, 8:30 things happen. Then around 10, 11 o'clock a.m. these retracements or pushes into the market happen as well. So you can keep those in mind and work with those, understand when those things can happen so you can not be surprised or patiently wait if you missed the opportunity to see how it reacts during that time. Because price, even if you miss a move, price is always going to retrace back up. Like this thing dumped, it's retracing back up, and it came back down. So price always retraces. So if you missed, it can even come back up to here. Now it just depends. It won't always come back up, but it'll always retrace a little bit. So you just have to know when it's going to retrace. And when you understand how price works, you can very much know when and where it's going to retrace. Like how I did with NAS right here. I just put the line there, came back to the screen. Literally as soon as it touched it, it shot back up to the zone. So depending on what the next candlestick looks like, it's already retesting. So I want to see it try to push back down. It might do that London session. Oops, there's the alarm. It might do that London session, or it might wait till closer to New York to do that. It just all depends, because last week volume was really low on Monday, but there's a lot of stuff going on. But last week also, it was very choppy because we were in that area of price where it was struggling to break through it right here. It was struggling, but after it finally did the retracements it needed and had enough volume, it continued the downtrend down. As you can see, push broke through this level, and now here we are here. So definitely could see a move happen pre-New York. We see price in real time pushing to retest that candlestick. US30, same thing. So this is probably going to be the best entry you're going to get unless it's a harsh retracement. So let me go ahead and get this signal ready for US30 as well. Now, I haven't entered NAS or anything like that yet. I'm just getting the signals ready for just in case I do decide to enter. I don't have to try to get it all set up on the spot. I can already have it set up and just send it out. Now, I do have a free signal room. It's the first link in the description. Those are just hopping in onto the live stream for the first time. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. But this is how we did last week in the signal room. Monday, we caught 20,832 pips. Tuesday, we caught 4,598 pips. Wednesday, we caught 17,764 pips. Thursday, we caught 19,424 pips. Friday, we caught 65,697 pips, ending the week with 128,315 pips. And yeah, so it wasn't a bad week. Last week, we caught a couple more 10, I think it was like 160,000. But, 128,000 is not bad, and it's not far from 168. So I'm not complaining in any sense at all. And we ended the week on a good note on Friday. We caught last Friday we caught 65,000 pips. So we ended the day pretty good on Friday. We caught a lot of good moves. Like we caught this huge US30 move here. We caught the oil drop here. We caught a bunch of stuff. I just had to go through the signal room to see everything, but we caught a lot of good moves. We caught the GJ move. We caught like 100 pips on GJ in like 2 hours. Yeah, so it was a really good Friday. But yeah, so gonna be waiting for these confirmation candlesticks before I enter anything. So I'm just looking at all the pairs that piqued my interest. Let me see here. Yeah, so there's a lot of pairs moving right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a disclaimer out before I send any signals out. Because I feel like things are gonna start moving in a second. I wouldn't be surprised if things start moving in a second. So and again, how the signal room works, I'm just any trades I enter, I'm just letting you know which trades I entered, my SLs, my TPs, things like that. And then when TPs get hit, I'll send notifications out, things like that. But obviously, y'all can see what I'm looking at on the live stream. But those that aren't on the live stream, it's for my entry where I entered. And of course, before you enter any trade, look at the chart yourself to even see if you do see what I'm seeing. Because I know there's different strategies out there, things like that. But personally, this strategy works the best for me, and I've tried a lot of different strategies throughout the 4 years that I've been trading. So GBPUSD did a nice retracement. It looks like it's going to potentially push back down. If it can break through this level here, that'd be great. So it has to break through this level right here. And if it can break through this level right here, we should be fine. And by we should be fine, I mean we should be able to catch a good, decent amount of pips. So just chilling for right now. Let me see. There's some other pairs I was looking at. Yeah, look how this is looking. Now, ECHF has been playing around. As you can see, for literally days, it's just been bouncing at this level of price. So I like to see it break through because it's been struggling to go anywhere for the past few days. As we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 days. It's just been playing at the zone, not really doing much. But we know we're in a downtrend. The thing with trading is if you enter a buy or sell, that doesn't really mean much. You need volume to still push price in that direction. And there's no volume making price move, can't really make any money. Even if it's in a downtrend and you know it's in a downtrend, if price isn't moving anywhere, can't make money, you know what I'm saying? So you can't catch any pips. So I'm going to be watching this to see if it's going to make a move today or not. but I'm still playing in place. I'm just going to leave it alone because there's going to be other opportunities that we can look for and find. Speaking of which, Euro AUD, I might look for a sell. It's in an uptrend. Let me see what it's in an uptrend, but it's struggling. It's at a wall of price, and as you can see, for the past 8 hours, about to be 10 hours, it's been rejecting, and the retesting is rejecting back down. So it could come to right here, and then try to shoot back up. Could come to like right here, then try to shoot back up. But even so, from right there to here, that's still a good amount of pips. That's about 60, 70 pips right there, which still isn't bad. And then when we look on the smaller time frames, we can see it's the 15 how many hours it's just been slowly pushing back down. Now, very much so, it could reject off this wall and shoot back up. So I'm going to be looking for confirmations to see, and then that will base my decision off of that. But I am looking and paying attention to this, and it already broke this wall here, but it could very much hit here, then shoot back up and continue the uptrend. But on the daily time frame, we can see how it struggled that day and it came back down, which is normal. Could try again, could stack on this overprice and try to push back up. So I'm not really in a very inclined to jump in this. It's just an opportunity I potentially see, but there are other opportunities that are going with the trend that we could potentially hop on. We have to wait. And yeah, so it probably is going to do this thing, or I might try to, I don't know what it's trying to do. Well, I know it's retracing, but as of now, what I mean by that is I'm not about to hop in that anytime soon, because I'm going to wait for it to come back underneath these zones, and then I'm going to enter. So again, it looked like it was going to give us some quick move for London, but probably going to be a repeat of last Monday. Probably going to have to wait till closer to New York to even mess with those pairs, which is no problem with me. So yeah, I'm just going to be watching those charts waiting. But it looks like everything is shooting back up, at least with the futures indices and gold wise, which is not a problem. Silver went back to the level that I wanted to see it hit. And you can see as soon as it hit it, it's rejecting it. So that's a good sign. But again, I'm not hopping in anything right now. Let's see here. Everything's retracing, which is good. Let's see here. Euro GBP. Just gonna be watching that. It drops back down. Might look for sales, but new 5 minutes starts in a minute, and we're really just 10 minutes into London session. Not in too much of a rush to enter anything as of now. Because again, even if I enter anything, I need volume to be going my way. And since the market's just open, it's going to take a little while for volume to start to really pump into the markets. Could see a sell set up here. Already broke these levels. So I like to see a retest. Even though it's like a wall here, and then it's like a wall here. I still like to see a retest to try to at least come up to here. If not, like right here. Right here would be awesome, but I still like to see a retest candle on the next 15 before I hop into that. Same thing with Euro CAD. Yeah, the Euro pairs are just dropping as of now. That could obviously change later on or in New York session. But as of now, they're all dropping down a little bit. It did break through multiple zones and reject off this level, so it's not surprising why it's doing what it's doing. But I'm just going to be keeping an eye on it to see if it's going to shoot back up. Mainly going to keep an eye on this wall right here, because if it breaks through this wall right here, then it could potentially reverse and start to drop down like it's been doing here. Drop down this zone, drop down here, retest it, dropped again. So it could drop, or it could, when the volume picks back up, try to break through those levels of traffic and go back to the upside. So it could do that, or it could, when it hits this level, reject back up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for right there. But again, we're just 10 minutes into London. I'm not in a rush to enter anything. I'm just mainly looking at setups and potential pairs to look and pay attention to. Oh, wow, that thing just dropped. What the heck? Let me see what NAS is doing. Why that thing dropped like that? That kind of concerns me, how I just dropped that heavy. Because that's a lot of pips that just dropped right there. But NAS did just break through this level. So that is a good sign. But again, I'm not about to react off that drop. Not yet. Because, again, it could have very much retraced on us. We've seen many times candlesticks drop and retrace back up as quick as they drop. So I'm not about to react too heavy off of that. So what I'm going to do is just focus on NAS, because US30 is out the I'm not going to worry about US30 right now. I'm just going to pay attention to NAS. See what I want to see. I want to get into US32 and SPX, but I'm mainly going to be paying attention to NAS as a. Now, talking about indice pairs, of course. But yeah, see, that's why I'm not freaking out too much, because it's still reacting to this zone right here. As you can see, it broke through, went farther, which is a good sign, but still reacting off that level. So there's a 15-minute candlestick in 2 minutes. I can wait 2 minutes to wait for the extra confirmation. So I'm not tripping about that. But if I like what I see, probably going to be entering NAS, probably going to be entering gold. See what else. There's a lot of pairs we can jump into in a second. Let me see what silver's doing. Yeah, because I like how all these pairs are looking right here. So don't be surprised if I enter some stuff in this next minute. I'm gonna get some signals ready, because I very much so might enter some things in this next few minutes. And ADC jab is actually trying, so I might call this trade out too. So I'm gonna get this signal ready as well. Yeah, but new 15-minute candle starts in a second. And so yeah, like 63.85. What would be the first two? First two would be like 63.85. Then let's see. Yeah, new candlestick just popped out. Retest. Yeah, so that's a crazy candlestick. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not freaking out too much, because look, this candlestick still ended up where these three candlesticks were. So that's why wasn't very reactive to seeing that, because it even did a crazy wick right here. So what I want to see is this candlestick push back down. So that's what I'm really waiting on, because all that stuff's cool and all, but like I said, I'm waiting for multiple confirmation candlesticks before I enter any trade. And I'm seeing a lot of them on some pair. Well, let me not say that. But I'm seeing some, but I'm still patiently waiting to see exactly what I'm looking for. But if I like what I see, I very much might enter some trades soon. Yeah, caught a buy for New Zealand the other day. It was struggling, but it looked like it finished the move earlier today, which is cool and all. But I'm mainly just going to be paying attention, looking at these charts right here. Because again, this is cool. Could enter now, but I personally want to wait for multiple confirmations. Because again, price still struggling to break this wall right here. We see that here. We see that here. We see that this candlestick. We see all these candles are still pushing up. So I'm waiting for volume to come into the markets to help us continue to go down. So that's what I'm patiently waiting on. I definitely do see sell setups. Now, it could very much so. It's either going to break through here or it's going to retrace up to either like here or hit this zone and then come down. So that's what I'm just watching to see what's trying to do. Because you can see the past 4, 8, 12 hours. Well, 10 hours. These candlesticks have done the same thing at the same place. Hasn't really gone anywhere. And then you can see the wicks are getting lower too. The wicks are getting higher, I should say. So very much so could see a retracement to here and then a drop. Or if volume comes in before that, could come down and then drop from here. That's what I personally like to see. But it could do either or. And like I said, we don't control the market. So literally just have to watch the market, see what the markets are doing, and then decide your move from there. So you just have to, that's where patience comes into play. Because again, I'm trying to catch the entire direction of price for the day. I'm trying to catch the entire move prices going for the day. I'm not trying to catch a bounce or retracement. I'm trying to catch things like this right here. This day we caught the entire candlestick down. This day we caught most of the daily candlestick. That's what I'm trying to do. And we do that with a lot of pairs. But we're talking about US30 and NAS and stuff right now. So I'm only showing these pairs. But this is what I like to do. And this is what we do with the strategy. We catch as many pips as possible. And this is what you can do when you go with the overall direction of price. And then you just patiently wait for price to come to you, because price will come to you. Price will come to you. How many times we're waiting for a trade or waiting for a trade to retrace, and then just because you got impatient, you decide to enter. And then as soon as you enter, what happens? Price retraces right to where you knew it was going to retrace. It used to happen to me all the time. But now I know where price is going to be going. And I just understand that I have to just wait for it to do what it's going to do. And when you really start trading like this, it makes things a lot easier. Because again, there's a lot less stress when you're in the trade. There's less retracements because you already waited for the retracements and things like that. Well, I'm not saying less retracements, but you already waited for the retracements, so you're going to be in less drawdown, I should say. Because if I entered here, right? Well, let's go to US30. It did this big move. If I would have entered here, I'd be in a lot of drawdown right now. And a lot of people would freak out off of this drawdown. People freak out even when a retracement happens. But if I would have chased the trade and entered right here, I'd be in so much drawdown right now. You get what I'm saying? So it's better to just wait. Because like I was saying before, price is going to retrace. It started to move, but when we first hopped on, so I'm just going to wait for it to retrace. So it's going to retrace as we can see price is retracing. So just because we waited a few candlesticks, now we can get a better entry and potentially catch more pips on these trades. That's talking about strictly US30, but this works for everything. If you just patiently wait, price will retrace. And if it doesn't retrace and it keeps dumping, just simply look for another pair. But as we see, a lot of stuff's retracing right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just patiently waiting for the retracements to finish. And then when they finish, and when volume picks up and the move starts to begin, I'm going to hop in with the current and ride the wave down or ride the wave up, depending on what pair we're trading. But again, I'm just waiting right now because everything's retracing. So you can enter on a retracement, but I personally like to wait for confirmations that it is a retracement and price is about to continue to go back down. So I'm not going to enter just because the candle's shooting up. I'm going to wait for it to hit the wall it's hitting and it shows signs it wants to come back down. And then when I see that, that's when I'm entering. Because it could retrace here, and then very much so could continue to shoot up. You can be thinking, oh, it's just retracing, perfect, let me enter. And they keep shooting up. Because you didn't want to wait to see what the next candlestick did, or to wait to see how it's going to react to hitting a certain level and things like that. So it's better just to wait for confirmations and then jump in from there. So it's respecting this wall right here, which is a good sign. New 15 starts in about 7 minutes. Yep, so still gonna be looking for sales, but it's just the reality of trading, especially when you're trying to go for the overall direction of price. To do that, you really have to wait for volume to come into the markets. And like I said before, because it's Monday, it's going to take a little while. But then again, not just because it's Monday, because some days it's just slow on the charts. Okay, and that's just the reality of trading. It's not every day it's going to be different. Every day is going to be the same in some ways, and there's going to be differences every day. So you have to understand that. You got to really know. You have to have a set of rules to follow, and you really got to know when to enter a trade, when to wait, or when to leave a trade alone. And if you can really discern through those things and know what's a good idea, what's not a good idea, etc., you'll be straight. Especially if you know how to read candlesticks and understand what's going on the charts. That's the most important thing. A lot of people are trading and they don't know how to read candlesticks. If you don't know how to read candlesticks, you need to seriously put some time, sit down, invest some time in yourself, and study how to read candlesticks, back test, things like that. Now, I actually have a video on my YouTube where step by step, very transparent, very clear, short video explaining how to read candlesticks. I give examples, things like that. And it's literally titled How to Read Candlesticks. I suggest everyone in here to watch that video if you haven't already watched it. I'll actually put the link in the live stream chat. Give me 1 second. And I suggest everyone, clicking it, watching it later, saving it to your playlist, whatever the case may be, because this video is definitely going to help y'all out. Because again, you have to know how to read candlesticks. You have to. If you don't know how to read candlesticks, trading is going to be a lot harder for you than it needs to be. It's going to be harder to enter trades. It's going to be harder for you to know when to pull out, what's just a simple retracement, if it's okay to hold the trade, will a trade go back down, will a trade go back up, things like that. If you don't know how to read candlesticks, you're really not going to know how to do that, because an indicator can only tell you so much. But even then, you don't want to rely on indicators heavily, because that will shoot you in the foot later on in the future. Yeah, this video is literally less than 10 minutes. It's literally just 8 minutes long. You know, that's shorter than your favorite YouTube series, shorter than your favorite TV show, anime show. It's literally just 8 minutes long. Everybody got 8 minutes to spare of their day and their time, especially if it's towards something that's actually going to be worth it and beneficial in the long run. Give me 1 second. Alright, so I just dropped it in there. Just dropped it in the chat in the channel. So like I said, save the video, watch it after the stream. It's definitely going to help you out. Also have a video explaining how to identify the trend. That's another thing. If you don't know how to properly identify what trend we're in, you're going to struggle as well. And another thing is, you need to be looking at the trend on the bigger picture. Okay, on the bigger picture, on the daily time frame. You have to look on the daily time frame, because when you invest in a stock, right, or you invest in crypto, are you investing in a stock or crypto for 30 minutes? Are you investing in stock and crypto for 5 minutes? For an hour? No, most people invest in these things for a month to month basis, year by year basis. Obviously, we're not going to hold a trade for a year in Forex, right? We're obviously not going to hold a trade for a year. But what we are going to do is still want to know what direction price is going. So on a daily time frame or weekly time frame, if it's in a downtrend, you'll be crazy to go for a buy. Why? Because we know, just look at how many red candles there are compared to green candles. That should say enough. There's more red candles than green candles. So if there's, I'm just throwing a number out there. If there's 80 red candles and there's only 20 green candles, when you go and put your hand in the bag, do you think you're most likely going to get a green candle or a red candle? What are you going to bet your money on you're going to grab? You going to bet your money you're going to grab a green candle? You're crazy. You like to gamble. I don't gamble here, okay? Gambling's a whole different thing. I might gamble, but not with Forex. Forex, not gambling. And that's the difference. That example right there is the difference between calculated trading and gambling. Forex is not gambling unless you do stuff like that. Because again, the odds are not in your favor. So why are you entering a trade where odds are not in your favor? Why are you trying to make a certain amount off a trade that's not realistic for your account size? Why are you chasing trades? Why are you going against the trend? Why, all these things are counterproductive and what make Forex more gambling than it needs to be. Because again, this isn't gambling. This is calculated risk and high probability trading. We're in a downtrend, so we're only looking for sell opportunities. Sell, right? Sell, right? And even just looking at these 5 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 out of 5 of these went far. This is the only one that didn't really go as far as I wanted it to. But every other sell opportunity, we caught a few, let me not say a few thousand pips. Because on Friday, we caught 65K. Right? This right here, let's just do the math, right? This trade right here, the zone started at 29,450. So let's just do some simple math. 29,450 minus right here. Let's just go right here. Keep it simple. 29,027. That's 42,000 pips alone. This is 60,000 pips, 60K plus. This is 42,000 pips. This one, even right here to here, 29,960 to 28,870. That's still a few thousand pips. This right here, probably about 20K pips. This right here, another probably 40K, 30K pips. So you get what I'm saying? So Yeah, you could have caught some buys here, cool. Yeah, you could have caught some buys here, cool. But just look at every time. Just look at when it shot up, right? Whoops. Speaking of which, things are going on in real time, so I'm trying to pay attention. But just look how price is reacting to these zone levels I have marked off for one. Okay, when we entered here, there was no drawdown on this trade after the first TPs got hit. Just look at the red and look here. After price started to drop again, there was no drawdown on this trade. Here, there was some drawdown. Didn't hit SL though. And if we look from here, from the red to the green, obviously 1 to 2 risk to reward. So we still were in the green more than in the red, almost triple. So we risked $5 here. We almost made 15. Okay. This one was only time that it didn't go in our favor going for a sell. This one we still, even right here, putting it right here, still a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? This 1 to 7, even right here, 1 to 5, almost 1 to 6 risk to reward. And then looking at the red to the green, barely any drawdown. On this side, way longer than this side, right? So that's what happens when you go with the trend. You have the direction of price going your way, and when you trade off these levels of price, these zones, these blue and yellow lines, you have the momentum of price going your way too, because we can clearly see how price is treating this as a resistance level, right? We can see clear as day how price is treating this as a resistance level. Actually, let's even zoom it out. Let's do a bar replay even further, right? Let's do, well, before I do that, let me look at the charts. I don't want to miss any trades. Hold that thought for just a second. Okay, so it stays underneath this wall. Let's see what the next 5 minute does, but it stays underneath this wall. Could look for sell setups for this, but US30 is trying to drop again. Look, because we waited, now we could have got a better entry there. It's trying to drop again, but I'm still personally waiting for some more confirmations before I enter. But this is a good sign right here. So it comes down to here again. I might enter, but I'm mainly looking at NAS100, to be honest. So while that's doing its thing, there's nothing else really moving right now. I just looked, because I have like a watch list. And I'm looking at all the prices. Things are starting to dip now, but still gonna wait. There's 1 minute till the next 5 minutes starts. So I'm gonna wait for the next 5 minutes to see what happens. But let's go back to this right here. Let's just do a quick bar replay. Very simple bar replay. What I want y'all to pay attention to is how price, you already saw in real time how price was reacting, like NAS100, how price was reacting off of this orange line I put, right? You saw how price was reacting. You can see how price was reacting off this yellow line. But when you see it in real time, makes things make a lot more sense. So I just want y'all to watch how price reacts to these zones. Okay. Right there. And this is the 5 minute candle, 5 minute time frame. You see how price, as soon as it hit it, rejected, tried again, rejected, came up, rejected. You see it came up, how this green line's rejecting, pushing price above it, then it dropped back down. Then you see these 2 wicks right here rejecting the price. You see how price is rejecting off of this level again, and how right here price was getting treated as a support level. This blue line, all right. Let's keep watching. Again, going with the direction of price. We know US30 on the bigger time frames in the downtrend. So we know these are, and then so these are my entry points, the blue lines. So if I wait for price to come here, as close to the entry point as possible, wait for the confirmation candlesticks, then enter, you see how price is bouncing off of this line. Just like how you see right here, price bounced off the line, right? Just like how you saw here and here, here, and here, and here, and here, and here, how price is rejecting off of this line, treating as a resistance level. You see it do it here. You saw it do it again here. Saw it do it again here. Saw it do it again here. Now you see it trying to treat it as a support level here. Now you see price treating this line as a resistance level here. Okay. This is the power of the zones. Okay. It's very powerful. And we're just in time for the new 5-minute. So yeah, these are very tempting. I might enter these very soon. But this is why I teach my members in the advanced play signal as well as my one-on-one mentorships, not only how to trade effectively, risk management wise, trading plan wise, things like that, but also how to identify these zones and use them in your favor. Yeah, there's zones on every time frame, but if you identify the correct zones and know which ones to look at, makes it easier. Because I can put lines everywhere. You could trade off this if you wanted to. I could probably put a line right here and find some reactions. Let's just do it for kicks and giggles. We got time to kill. Looks like price is trying to make the move now, but we have some time to kill. But before I say that, let me look at these other pairs. Okay. Price is looking good. I like this wick right here. Same thing with this line. Look at how many candlesticks just stayed at this level of price. You can't tell me this is a coincidence, yo. Look how price is rejecting in real time off this candlestick and pushing down. You can't tell me that's a coincidence, yo. I'm gonna get a signal ready for gold too. Like I just have all these signals ready to send out and trace. I'm ready to enter. And it's based off these zones. Yeah, but this stuff's crazy, y'all. When I first discovered this, I was like, this is crazy. But this is literally how price works, yo. You just gotta know how to identify the zones and how to use them in your favor. But once you know how to do that, trading becomes a lot more simple. Then you just have to be patient, and because strategy is one thing, but trading is not just a strat. Well, it's different strategies. But I'm talking about entering trades. Okay, that's just one part of trading. Because anybody can enter a trade, right? Anybody can enter a trade. It's not just about entering trades. You gotta know how to calculate risk. You gotta know how to count pips. A lot of people don't know how to count pips properly, or people are just too lazy to do the math to calculate your pip or lot size before you enter any trade. If you just take that quick 10 seconds to do the math before you enter a trade, it'll make your life a lot easier. But people just don't do it. People just don't do it. But if you did it, it'll make your life a lot easier. I promise you I would. It made my life trading a lot easier and simpler when I started to follow these simple rules. I like how these are looking. I really do like how these pairs are looking. Let's see here. I'd like to see price come to at least right here. That's what I like to see. I like to see price coming right here. I like how it's looking. It's breaking through this level. Very tempting to enter these pairs. I mean, the way US30 is looking, I could enter right now. But I'm focusing on NAS100 right now. And again, you see I was reacting off this orange line I put a while ago. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be killing some time. So focus on this line. You saw what I did earlier. I literally just put this line right here. Now it'd be funny if we don't find anything, but we're most likely going to find something if we scroll far enough. So why price is doing this thing. Let's see if we can find something. And if it takes too long, I'll go on a bigger time frame. Because again, price hasn't been this low in some time, so I might have to go on a bigger time frame. But I'm gonna keep scrolling. We're almost there. All right. Let's see if we can find something. Nope. I'm going a bigger time frame. There we go. So we're here now. Let's see what we can find. Let's see what this orange line shows us. So we can see price literally tap it right here. Let me zoom in for you. We can literally see how price tapped this line and shot up here. We can see how price has literally been closing and opening right here. And this is, when did this happen? This happened a whole year ago, 2 years ago, July 2020. So from a line I put for what happened like an hour ago, we went 2 years to the past, and we see price has been reacting to this level of price for 2 years, probably longer. We see it react to it here. We see price reacting to it here, reacting to it here, here. Craziness. We went 2 years into the past from a line that I put from today, yesterday, October 2nd, 2022. And we went all the way to July 2020. And for 2 years, we can say for at least 2 years, price has been reacting to the same levels over and over again. 2 years, y'all. Again, most likely longer. But that just goes to show this is the way to trade. If you're not trading based off these levels, you're not trading going with the trend, you need to take some time to back test. Because I can do this with I can click a bunch of random stuff and do this all day. I'm gonna find stuff like literally all day. I can do this. I can randomly click stuff and do this. I'll probably do another random one in a second, but I want to really pay attention to these charts to see what is going down. So I like how these are looking. Make sure to hit that like button, y'all. If you ain't never seen that before, even if you've seen it before, hit that like button. Yeah, so I might enter these in a second. U15 starts in 1 minute. 30 seconds actually. So I'm gonna wait to see what this next candlestick looks like. But I like how GU is looking and Euro USD. So don't be surprised if I say enter those or I call take that signal out in this Telegram. Again, if you want to join the Telegram, because I'm going to be trading a New York session too. And if I do stream New York session, it's strictly for the members. So if you want to be notified any other trades I take, make sure you hit the first link in the description, hop in that free Telegram. You'll also get notified like when TPs get hit. This, that, and the third. Bam. It's retracing. Okay, now it's just looking like it's trying to drop. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what I want to see. This is what I've been waiting for. Okay. USDX looking like potential sell setup 2. Just put it right there. So 1 to 3. If it goes here, we go almost to 1 to 2. I like how these are looking. Again, still patiently waiting. Like you could enter here, but again, I want to. Again, since we don't control price, I really want price to show me what it's trying to do before I enter. Because if I'm going to risk my money in the markets, I want to be very sure. Obviously, it can still not go our way. Okay, no trade's 100% guaranteed to go our way, but I'm not looking for 100%. That'd be unrealistic. I'm looking for what is most likely to happen, what has the highest probability, the highest chance of happening. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Yeah, so JPY I'm leaving alone. Yeah, still patiently waiting. Still patiently waiting. Right now, I'm just looking at other pairs because I have my pairs I'm looking at for the day, but things change all the time. So pre-New York, I'm going to rescan all the charts again, reevaluate all of them to see any other potential setups or to adjust my trading ideas that I had at this time during London session. But so far, it looks like all my analysis is going to be staying the same. I'm just waiting for the confirmation that the move is going to happen. Because again, since we don't control markets, I don't want to trade in this ranging market. I don't want to trade in this where it's just been bouncing. I want to trade when price is ready to move. Feel me? I want to trade when price is ready. Well, not this. that was crazy. But I want to trade when price is ready to move. I don't want to trade where price. I mean, I entered this, but I didn't expect it to do this. But this is a good example. I don't want to enter when price is just ranging. I want a smooth motion down, or if it's a buy, a smooth motion up, right? Smooth drop down. I don't want to trade during this. If I'm in a trade while I was doing this, that's different. I'm in profit. But the beginning of a trade, I don't want it to do that because not a lot of volume in the market, and it can very much, when volume comes into the market, end up flipping the script on you or doing a retracement and is not ready for the move. So it's better to wait for volume to come in and volume to show you the direction it's trying to go. And if it's by one of your entry points and it's with the trend, then you enter. You don't just want to hop in trades. Just it looks like I say, you don't want to hop in trades, especially because people don't like to be in drawdown all day. I don't either. But if I'm in drawdown when I enter a trade, I'm fine. But a lot of people can't handle drawdown. A lot of people get stressed with drawdown, and that comes to not really understanding what's going on the charts as well. When you really understand what you're looking at on the charts and what's going on, then everything becomes less stressful. Everything becomes easier. Things start to make a lot more. Things start to make a lot more sense. But again, that's where that video I just sent in the group, and not the group chat, in the live chat. Click that video, save that video, watch it after the stream. It's going to help y'all out. I'm telling y'all. I mean, all my videos on YouTube are going to help you out. But we're specifically talking about how to read candlesticks. That video is going to help you out. But I have videos about my trading plan, videos about funded accounts, videos about how to count pips, a bunch of trade breakdown videos, all types of stuff on my channel. So make sure to subscribe. Yeah, but I'm liking how these are looking, so I'm probably going to call these out soon. I'm trying to call some trades up on the stream, but again, if I don't see any opportunities, if I didn't personally enter any trades, I'm not going to call anything out. So this is stuff that's good to see too, which is also why I want to start live streaming, because a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about the trading, how trading works, and it's not y'all's fault. It has a lot to do with these influencers, these quote unquote pro traders, this, that, and the third. They like to paint these images that aren't realistic. And if you don't know anything about Forex, and you think these people do know stuff about Forex, it's very easy to believe the BS. There's a lot of BS in this industry. That's why a lot of people believe this is a scam. This is why the success rate's so low, this, that, and the third, because there's a lot of people trading, but there's a lot more people trading that don't know what they're doing. Let me say that again. There's a lot of people trading, but there's a lot of people trading that don't know what they're doing. And again, that's not your fault. You're just not getting taught the right things. Like, how many people here can confidently say they know how to read candlesticks? I'm not talking about, oh, this is a downtrend, it's an uptrend. I'm not talking about, oh, this is an engulfing candle. I'm not talking about, oh, this is an order block, this, that, and the third. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. I'm talking about, do you actually know how to read candlesticks? Do you know what's going on the charts at all times? Do you know what this type of candlestick means or why this candlestick did that? Not just what they're called. I don't care about the lingo. I'm talking about, do you really know what it's doing and why it's doing it? If you don't know that, watch that video I just dropped in the comments. Because again, it's fine to not know stuff, but it's a problem when you know you don't know stuff and you know you need to know this stuff and you still choose not to take time to learn the stuff. But again, that's fine, because again, I can't force nobody to do anything. But if you're truly serious about trying to figure this out and improving in Forex, you will watch that video. You will watch the other videos on my YouTube channel. You will put some time in to educate yourself, because if you really want to learn, you will do that. It just comes down to that. It just comes down if you genuinely want to learn, if you genuinely want to understand. And if you do, you will take 8 minutes out of your time, out of your day, that you're going to use anytime, anyways, to do something else or to watch something else. You're going to watch something anyways on YouTube. You might as well watch something that's actually going to be worth your time and educational. No, not even how volume affects the volume. That's a whole different thing. I said reading candlesticks. Okay, so what I mean by that is literally what I mean. Not volume. That's a whole different thing. So I'm saying, do you know why it's doing this? Or earlier when I said I'm waiting for a retest, do you know why I'm waiting for a retest? Would you have waited for a retest? Would you have been able to put an orange line down and know where price is most likely going to react to, like with NAS right here, and how it's been repeatedly still failing to break this? And from the beginning of the stream, I was saying I'm waiting for price to break through this, and I want to see price break through this, stack on this, and continue to push down. And literally since the stream started, it's still been failing to break through it. So I've been patiently waiting. You know what I'm saying? Or even when I put the line right here earlier, it went 2 years in the past, 2 years, and price is still reacting off these same levels, right? That's what I mean by, do you know how to read candlesticks? Do you understand what's going on in the markets? Okay, volume is a whole nother thing. You want to trade with volume, but volume is not candlesticks. Volume can affect candlesticks, but you have to know how to read candlesticks. Because if you're in a trade, right, and let's say you're in drawdown, most people don't look at a chart when they're in a trade. They look at the red number on their screen or they look at the blue number on their screen. That's not trading. That's what I mean. There's a lot of people trading, but there's more people that don't know how to trade. Anybody can enter a trade, but that doesn't mean you know what you're doing. Anybody can set some indicators up. That doesn't mean you know what you're doing. You're just going to follow the rules that someone told you to follow with the indicator. You still don't know what you're doing. You just know, oh, if this red line goes over this blue line, that means buy or that means sell, or if it's telling me this, that means do that. So you're still getting told what to do. You get what I'm saying? You still don't understand what's going on. You just know, oh, the indicator's saying this, so, but you don't know why the indicator's even saying that. You don't even know what's going on the charts. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people are trading. They don't know what they're doing. So that's why the success rate is so low, because there's so many people trading and they don't know what they're doing. How do you think the success rate is going to be high? You feel me? It's not, because a lot more people in the markets that don't know what they're doing. So simple math will just be showing you that the success rate is going to be a lot lower than the failure rate, just off that fact alone. Yes, I like how these are looking right here, though. Let me see if there's any other pairs doing anything. Not really as of now. Price is really chilling for now, which is normal though. Because again, you see price doing the same thing. It literally, let me zoom in. It literally touched the line again, and what did it do? Shot back up. Okay. And I haven't moved this line since we started the stream. I put this line on stream, and it's still been respecting this level here. Okay. Why did I put this line here? Because I understand how price works. I understand how to read candlesticks. And I understand that there's levels of price and there's rules to the markets. And these rules, once you understand these rules, you can trade anything. Literally anything. This strategy works on everything. Works on indices, works on futures, works on stocks, works on currency pairs, works on gold. If it's a chart, if it's on TradingView, if you can trade it, if you can invest in it, it's going to work. Works on crypto too. Even though crypto's a little bit more complicated, but the zone levels still work. But crypto's a whole nother thing. So that's why I'm calling signals out on crypto. If I trade cryptos by myself, I'm going to call these signals out on it because it's a lot more complicated and things like that. And that's just a whole nother playing field. So signal wise, I just call out, just Forex stuff, like currency pairs and indices and stuff like that. But crypto, if I enter any, which I haven't traded crypto in a little while, like a couple weeks. I think last time I traded crypto was like 3 weeks ago or something like that. But if I trade crypto, I just do it for myself or just enter myself. Yeah, so we're just going to be patiently waiting here to see what it's doing. Because again, we could enter now. And it could very much so in a few hours drop. But I want to be as confident as possible with investing my money. Because again, this is the difference between gambling and calculated risk and proper investment. We're not just buying something like, okay, let's just wait. Or, we're investing, we're buying the dip. It's going to come up eventually. I don't know. I want to wait for price to do what I want it to do. And I want price to show me it's doing what I want it to do. Then I'm going to enter. Now it's showing me it wants to go down, right? Because all these candlesticks are showing they want to go down, right? But it's still failing to break this level. If it keeps failing to break this level, when volume comes in the market, it could very much try to hit here. They could shoot up. No, I don't want that to happen. I want price to show that it's going to break this level. And the reason why I wanted to break this level is because there's a wall of traffic, okay? Members and my students understand what this stuff means, but there's walls of traffic and there's levels of traffic on every time frame, which cause rejection wicks, which cause retracements, which cause higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. All this stuff, this trading is literally a code. There's literally a code to this stuff. All right. It's literally a code to this stuff. And when you understand what's going on, you can use it to your advantage. Because again, we don't control the markets. We're simply a leaf in the water. So we want to make sure we know what direction the current's going before we hop in the stream, right? We don't want to just hop in the river, don't know which way the current's going, jump in, get swept away, think it's going one way and it's going another. I don't care how big your lot size is. I don't even care if you put a 10 lot size in. That's $100 per pip. I don't care if you're risking $100 per pip. Your 10 lot size, your standard, your 0.1, your 0.01, your 0.5, whatever, does not make the market go up or make the market go down. Okay? It doesn't. If you didn't know, now you know. Your lot size does not make the market go up, does not make the market go down. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if anyone tells you different. They're lying to you or they're not telling you the truth, because your lot size, it's just simple math. Does everyone here know who else trades in the markets? It's not just regular people like me and you. Banks trade in the markets. Good morning, what's going on? Banks trade in the markets. Government trades in the markets. Hedge funds. People like us. And then there's people with a lot more money than us. So this is simple math. If I put a standard lot size in, and a hedge fund or the government or a bank puts a 100 lot size in or 1,000 lot size in, is my standard stronger than a 100 or 1,000 lot size? No. Very simple math, right? Nobody can argue with that. Simple math, very logical. But that's how it works. These big dips are not caused because everybody put a little baby lot size in. No, we don't control the markets. We don't. Even when news is going on and all that stuff, we don't control the markets. So once you understand that, trading becomes a lot easier for you, because now you really understand the reality. You don't control the markets. So since you know you don't control the markets, that makes you more inclined to wait for confirmations, to go with the trend, to go with the volume, to go with the momentum, etc., etc. Now, price is finally broken under like I wanted it to. So, and it's broken past this wick. So, I want to see this 5-minute close under here. But if it starts to push farther, if it pushes to here, I'm going to enter. Even though it might retrace after it hits here. But like I always say, I'd rather get a decent entry than for it to start to drop. And then I end up chasing a trade. I don't want to chase a trade. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I don't want to do. But this is a good sign. New 5-minute starts in a minute and a half. So if it closes under here, I might enter. It's still a risk. I mean, there's risk with entering trades always, but the biggest risk is Monday. And the stuff's not open, but everything is doing the same thing. So yeah, if you're showing me this, I'm going to go for it. That's where calculated risk comes into play. Because again, there's a difference between gambling and trading. I don't think every trade is I mean, when I enter a trade, I believe it's going to go my way. But I also understand that it potentially cannot go our way. That's where the risk management comes into place, making sure the risk to reward's decent. This is 1 of 3 risk to reward, very decent trade. Making sure that you're entering at the best place possible. And also calculating your lot size, making sure you're risking the same percentage per trade. I teach my members how to do that. Like when my members join in our group chat, pinned at the very top is a video explaining step by step how to calculate your lot size for every trade to make sure you're trading and risking the same percentage. Because I don't care if you're trading NAS, I don't care if you're trading gold. I don't care if you enter a trade for NAS. I don't care if you enter a trade for gold and NAS, gold, NAS, and let's say GU. Okay, so we got a future, we got a gold, and then we have a currency pair. I don't care. You should be risking the same amount for all of those. So yeah, I'm about to enter these as we speak. I'm about to enter NAS, and I'm probably gonna enter gold too. But yeah, that's what we're about to do right here. Because I like how this looks. So I'm about to enter NAS. So those on the stream, the stop loss is gonna be about, you put I put 1120. So 11,020. That's what I put for there. I'm about to put the TPs in the free signal room. And I'm thinking about entering gold too. Again, These are trades I'm entering, and I'm not about to risk 70% of my account. Okay, I risk about 5. Well, I have different accounts, but usually 5 to 10% per trade. So keep that in mind. And I also put this disclaimer out. I just put this disclaimer out actually just now. I put this disclaimer out every morning before I call any trades out, because again, you want to enter trades that are most likely going to go your way, but you have to understand that every trade will not go your way. Now, we have some days where every trade went our way, but still, even if that happens, you don't want to get cocky and start upping your lot size too early, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So either do proper risk. I recommend risking 1 to 5% of your account per trade. Stick to your trading goal. Don't get greedy. Never get greedy. Okay. And when TP gets hit, okay, when a TP gets hit, it's either going to reject or break through or play at this level of price like it's doing here. So it's either going to play at this level of price. It's going to reject, like you see here, hit this level. Let me just put a line here, for example. Okay. Hit this level, came back up, hit this level again, rejected. So it can either do that, which is why it's important to secure profits when TP gets hit, because TP literally stands for take profit. So you need to make sure you secure your profits and understand that this is the reality of trading. You know what direction it's going to go, but doesn't mean it's going to go there automatically. Doesn't mean it's going to go there today. Doesn't mean it's going to happen in 10 minutes. Doesn't mean it's going to happen in 2 hours. Okay, so you guys got to keep that in mind. Yeah, but gold's SL for me is going to be 1671. Yeah, I'm gonna put these in the signal room in a second. But yeah, I entered NAS, I entered gold currently, and again, it's early in the market, so it could continue to go down, but it could very much retrace before New York and then do the big move in New York session. So keep that in mind, because we are just an hour into London. It could very much retrace. It could retrace a little bit here, but since it broke past these levels here, I'm very confident that it could potentially continue. Again, keyword potentially. Okay, nothing's a guarantee, but potentially continue down. Or it could go here, retest like here, like I was saying before, and then continue to go down. But since it broke this level right here, it went past this wall right here, and you see it retesting on this wall right here. So I'm just put a line right here, right? Okay, so we see the bodies closed here. We see the bodies closed above here, and we see how price is rejecting this level here. Like I said, I can put lines all around here. I don't need to do that because I understand how price works. I'm just putting these as a visual aid for people watching the stream right now, or people watching the stream, you know, after the stream already happened. But I did personally enter these trades here. We can catch a few hundred pips minimum regardless. I'm about to put the TPs in a second. But again, I go for the overall direction of price. So unless there's a lot of volume in the market, like it is during like closer to New York or later into the week, it's going to sometimes take a little while to do the move, or again, it might be waiting for volume to break these levels of traffic, things like that. But one thing you should always do is, of course, properly make sure you didn't over leverage, because this is NAS we're talking about. Okay, even with gold, make sure you didn't over leverage. I'm about to put the signals in a second, but never just close a trade. Hold to SL or TP gets hit. And I say this all the time, but let me show you a perfect example why you hold to SL or TP gets hit. Okay, again, we're on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, 15-minute time frame. I called this trade out like 2 weeks ago. I called this GJ sell 2 weeks ago. Again, this is the 15-minute time frame. So let's just count by fours. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Do I gotta keep going? So literally, I obviously wouldn't hold it here, but when I called this trade out, it was literally like 3 a.m. London session. It did not break this level until New York session started. and not New York on the dot, like 2 hours into New York. But it never hit SL. I had people hitting me up, are you still holding GJ? Are you still holding GJ? And I'm like, why wouldn't I? SL didn't get hit. But it's understandable because, again, there's a lot of people trading. There's a lot more people that don't know how to trade. SL didn't get hit. So why are you freaking out? Because you're in drawdown for a little bit. Why? Because most people don't look at a chart when they're in a trade. Once they enter a trade, they don't look at a chart. They're looking at the blue number or the red number on their MT4. That's not how you trade. The only time you should be looking at the number on your screen is when a TP gets hit. Because when you enter a trade, guess what? You're automatically in drawdown. Enter a trade, right? Like, if you didn't enter a trade, next time you enter a trade, look, you're going to be automatically in drawdown unless price is just moving. But you're going to be automatically in drawdown. So since you're already going to be automatically in drawdown, you might as well not freak out about drawdown. You feel me? And you got to understand that drawdown is a part of the game. Okay. And you have to understand what a stop loss is for. A stop loss isn't just, you don't just put a stop loss because it sounds cool. A stop loss is there for a reason. When you enter a trade, before you enter any trade, you should already did an analysis, right? You should already determine multiple confirmations before you enter the trade. So you should already be confident in your trade. Also, still understanding you don't control the markets, but you should understand that, okay, this is what's most likely going to happen. Okay, that's what trading is. What's most likely going to happen. Okay, so got that down. Check. And my SLs, at least, are strategically placed where a price comes up to it. Because I know some people do SLs different. Like I remember I was back when I was in this stupid IML. These idiots, right? They weren't even calculating their stop loss off anything. They'd call a signal and be like, whatever your entry is, do 500 pips stop loss. And I'm like, so everybody in here has a different stop loss. That's stupid. Stop losses need to be strategically placed at a level, at price where price retraces to this level. I am most likely wrong. I need to exit the trade, either wait for a better opportunity or look for a new trade on a new chart. That's what the stop loss is for. So if your stop loss doesn't get hit, keep holding the trade. How many times did you guys get impatient or think a trade was quote unquote taking too long? And then you close out that trade, right? As soon as you close out the trade, what happens? Price shoots to where you knew it was going to go. Then you start beating yourself up. Oh, I should have, could have, would have. I should have kept holding. I knew it was going to do that, this, that, and the third. How many times that happened to y'all? Because that used to happen to me all the time. And the main reason that used to happen to me is because I wasn't looking at the chart. I was just looking at the red number on my screen. I got tired of looking at the red number. I started second guessing myself. And I just pull out. Or I'm over leveraging. And the little drawdown that I'm in, I don't like the number on my screen. Or I'm over leveraging. So I pull out. Or the worst thing that happens, you're over leveraged and retracement happens and you can't handle it and you blow your account. Or you're over marginalized and they end your trade. Okay. That's why all these things are very important. It's very important not to over leverage. It's very important to calculate your trade, your risk. Very important to wait for price to come to you. It's very important to understand. Once you're in a trade, it's too late. If you're already in drawdown, you might as well wait till your SL gets hit. That's what I always say. Like, if people didn't get wicked out when a TP gets hit, people hit me up all the time. Like, let's say, for example, TP3 gets hit in one trade. People would hit me up after it retraces, right? Because again, like I said here, when a TP gets hit, you'll either reject or break through. I need to edit it or play in that level of price. It's going to do one of those three things. So sometimes a TP3 will get hit or something, right? Even a TP2 or TP1. And they didn't secure their profit, so they'll hit me up. And this isn't calling anybody out because it is what it is. You just got to learn from it. Got to learn from your mistakes. That's all it is. So this ain't me calling anybody out, okay? Because I used to do this too. So don't take any offense anyone watching. But people would hit me up saying, hey, you still holding this trade? Are we still in this? Are we still in this? And I always say the same thing. If you didn't get wicked out in profit, like I tell y'all to all the time, like I say here all the time, once this blue is on you, Profit is never yours until you move X on profit or close the trade. Stick to trading, hold, don't get greedy. Not every trade is guaranteed to go all the way to TP or in our favor. I say all this stuff is common sense, but again, a lot of people don't understand this about trading. So I make sure it's very clear. I say all this stuff, etc., etc. Just because I put multiple TPs does not mean every TP is going to get hit. Okay, got to understand that. So when you enter a trade, and if you don't know for sure that it's going to after the retracement, or you know it's retracing, right? Let's say TP2 got hit, so you're up. Let's say you're up like 20 pips, right? So you know you're up 20 pips. You know you're up 20 pips. So since you know you're up 20 pips and price is retracing on you, and you don't know if it's going to come back down, but you know it's retracing, you can never go wrong simply closing your trade or moving SL in profit. I'll say it again. You can never go wrong simply closing your trade or moving SL in profit. If anyone tells you different, they're lying to you. That's all I gotta say. They're lying to you. Because you literally can't go wrong closing a trade when your screen's blue. Even if you missed a couple pips, so what? So what? You still close the trade with some money. That's what matters. You feel me? So never feel like you can close a trade too early. Now, you can miss some pips, but just think about it. You're missing pips whenever you're not on the chart. I woke up, missed a trade, right? Woke up. Like I just said that. Like I said that was the first thing I said when the stream started. Call this trade on Friday. Literally 2 hours before London. No, 2 hours before I woke up, this move happened, right? Because we do the math on a 15-minute time frame. 1 hour, 2 hours. So this started 2 hours ago, and it's 4 o'clock my time. So literally 2 hours before I woke up, this move happened. Literally, it's happened where we entered that on Friday and shot up. So missed 200 plus pips because right here was like 100 pips. The move we caught on Friday, right here, or right here, one of these was 100 pips. So if we were to go here, I already know off rip that's at least almost 200 pips. I missed it. Am I beating myself up? No. Why? Because, like I said, with the strategy, doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If you go through enough charts, you're going to find an opportunity. That's just facts. That's just facts. That's just the reality. You're going to find an opportunity to make some money. That's just facts. So I'm going to go ahead and post these signals. Like I said, this one's SL is going to be 1120. So I just posted that in the free signal room with all the SLs and TPs. So those watching the live stream, make sure to hop into that if you want to get notified when these TPs get hit. I just, like I said, I entered that, and I'm in gold currently. So I'm in these currently. In my entry. Now it's retracing a little bit, but that's fine. Not too worried about that. Because it did this. So again, we're in a downtrend. So going from this, gold's a little bit iffy. And what I mean by iffy is, if you didn't watch my live stream on Friday, I went over this. But we're still in a downtrend, right? We're still in a downtrend. But it shot up a lot, so volume is still slightly bullish on a day-by-day basis. But overall, we're still in a downtrend. So now how many times have you seen the daily candle go from green to red? Just this candle here. This candle was red before it turned green. How do I know that? Price started here, or price started here, right? It came all the way down because this is how price works. For a wick to happen, that means price had to go down here first and then come back up. So this candle was a red candle that turned green. Okay, that's how that works right there. This candle was a red candle before it turned green, right? This was a green candle, still a green candle, but almost turned red. So since we rejected off this level here, this was, in my eyes, a lower high. Because the uptrend is really not going to begin until it comes up to here. And depending on how it reacts to the zone here, if it comes up or goes back down, will determine my analysis from there. But in my opinion and in my eyes, it can still very much be a downtrend as long as it doesn't break past, let's see, this level here. So as long as it doesn't break past like 1694, it can still be in an uptrend. So right here, I'm still looking for sales because we have this nice wall of price that has been respecting for 1, 2, 3, going on 4 days, right? And even right here, you can see how it's been reacting to this level here. So that is why I'm going for sales. Even though price started here, it could still very much so drop down when volume picks up, which is why I was waiting for confirmations, and it was showing that I was trying to start the move. So that's why I entered. So I want to see if it's going to start the move before New York session starts. So that's why I entered those trades. So we're going to see what that's going to do. Now NAS is a little bit more clear of a downtrend. We can see that here. But we also, when we look to the left, we have to understand these levels of traffic. So it might not go zone to zone, but it can definitely come back to here again, especially when volume picks up. That's what I want to see. I want to see it come back to there. So that's what we're going to be waiting on. As long as it can stay underneath this level of price, mainly this one, when volume picks back up, it could very much so at least come to here. And even coming from here to here, that's still a few hundred, few thousand pips, which isn't bad. Because again, this is the overall direction I'm trying to go, but you got to understand it might not do it in one move. It might retrace back, and I'm not the type to ride a roller coaster, right? So if I'm up a few hundred pips, I'm not going to let it all go off my screen for a slight chance of, oh, it's just a retracement, it's going to come back up and then do the big move. No, I'm going to secure my profits. Watch the charts come back later. If I see a re-entry, I'm going to re-enter. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just let my profits go off my screen. I'm going to secure that. Because again, because again, we don't control the markets. It could do that. It could not do that, right? So one thing that's very important I stress to my students and members is to secure the profits on your screen, because you know your screen's blue. You know you're up 20 pips. You know you're up 10 pips. You know you're up 100 pips, 1,000 pips, whatever we're trading. So you know you're up that much. And especially if you don't know what's going on in the charts, you don't know how to read candlesticks, it's very this is for the best to secure your profits. Because again, you can't go wrong closing a trade on blue. You can't go wrong securing your profits on blue. You can't go wrong moving your SL in profit when you're up in pips. The mistakes happen when you don't secure your profits. Because again, you get comfortable. You think you're, oh, I made X amount or I'm up X amount. It's true, but it's not true. Because again, until you secure those profits, it doesn't matter what the number of your screen is. Because that's not your money until you close that trade. You didn't grow your account until you close that trade. So you got to understand that. But once you understand that, things will become a lot easier. And then the more times you secure profits and close trades, the quicker you'll start to see your account start to grow. Okay, so very important to secure your profits. So I'm just going to be chilling on these trades. Again, so those are tracing a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. Going to see new 5-minute just started. Going to see what this next 15-minute candle does though. That's what I'm really interested in. I'm still looking at GU. and EU. Haven't entered these yet though, but looking at potential sell setups for these. But as you can see, this is doing, again, one of the three things I always say price is going to do. It's either going to reject, break through, and again, I need to edit this or play in this level of price. And we can see right here, it's playing at this level of price. Okay, when price hit here, there's a clear sign of rejection, right? A simple bar replay, we can see that. Okay, simple bar replay, and we can see that. Boom, rejected. It was quick. Let me do it again for you. Let me slow it down, actually. Do it a little slower. Okay. I really want y'all to understand this is how price works, all right? I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what nobody tells you. You're seeing it in real time. This is how price works. First of all, you saw a huge rejection. You see how it's rejecting off this price. Again, rejecting. You see it, again, rejecting off this level. Rejecting, okay? That's what price will do. It'll either break through, reject, or play in this lower price. We see right here, for the past 20-ish minutes, it's been playing at this lower price. Hasn't really gone nowhere, okay? We see it right here. Our price is playing on this line right here. Hasn't really gone anywhere. We can see here, our price rejecting this level and pushed down. Then we can see right here, our price rejected this wall, shot up. Okay, that's what price does. When you understand this, how price works, you can use it in your favor though, and to your advantage. So we're just chilling right now. Price is trying to push, as we can see, which is a good sign. So in 2 minutes, but I really want to see this next 15-minute candles. What I'd love to see is a dip, but let's be realistic, okay? Gotta be realistic. When you trade realistically, it's gonna make things better. Instead of trying to think, oh yeah, because everybody wants to see a dump, everyone wants to see a huge move, but realistically, price doesn't do that, okay? Once you understand that, it makes things easier. So I like to see price drop. I like to see a stack underneath this lower price, the next candlestick, continue to push down. Okay, I'm not looking for a huge dump, but I want to see price slowly but surely showing wants to push down. That's what I'm waiting for. But again, we see price hasn't really broken this level yet. So that's why we waited for price to break past this level, right? And then once it finally did that, which was this candlestick, because again, we waited like an hour, right? For price to break through. It finally broke through. Now it's underneath this lower price. It did the retest, still staying underneath, right? So that's a good sign. It's a good sign. So I went from rejecting this level to breaking under and treating it from a support level to a resistance level. Okay, that's what happened here. So now I want to have this level get broken because now it's playing on this level. I want to see this level get broken and treat it from a support level to resistance level. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting on. That's what we're waiting on. And new 15 starts in 1 minute. Well, 30 seconds. So we're going to see what this 15-minute candlestick does. Since it already did retest, it didn't really do a retest. I mean, it did retest on the 15, but we don't see a green candle retest. But I'd like to see it do that, do something like that. Retest and just drop, hit that level, reject off it, and then push down. But again, it'll start to really do stuff like that, like moves like this, or this, like the big candlesticks, or the big drops, like this, when volume starts to pick up in the markets. Which I was a little hesitant to enter, but again, just looking, I see it pushing and trying, and we are in a downtrend, so if it's going to start to move, might as well ride the wave along with it. But again, it's Monday, not in too big of a rush, really just chilling. As of now, I'm just in gold and US30. Keep an eye on other pairs, but haven't entered anything yet. GJ did a huge retracement. So I want to see if GJ is going to continue to push up. Break above this level during New York. Possibly look for some buys, or is it going to reject this level and dump? That's what I'm interested to see what it's going to do there. Because as you can see, all GBP pairs are doing the same thing. They literally all look the same right here. They all got this thing going on. Probably this one too. Yep, they literally all got the same little curve going on. So new 15 just started. Let's see what it's going to do. Pushing down. Good sign. TP1 is about to get hit in a second. Probably got hit on my broker, but on TradingViews, just got hit. So TP1 just got hit for NAS. Hit that like button, y'all, if y'all enter that trade with me. TP1 just got hit. And again, like I said, we could have entered here. But again, I want to wait for confirmations because we don't control the markets. I don't want to just enter a bounce like this, right? I want to be confident. I want to go for the big move. And by big move, I mean I want to go for the direction price is going for the day. I don't want to just catch a retracement. I'm not scalping here. None of that stuff. I'm trying to catch another daily candlestick like how we did on US30. I'm trying to find, because I delete stuff all the time. So I'm trying to find one I can show y'all. I can show you one on here, right? Okay, even this day, we caught the entire daily candlestick. We didn't catch this, obviously, but we're going for buys, waiting for price to come up here, caught the rest of the daily candlestick. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get moves like this. I'm trying to literally catch the entire wave. I'm not trying to catch a bounce, a retracement, nothing like that. I'm trying to catch the entire wave. So price is rejecting this level still, which is no problem. I'm not tripping about that. So again, like I said before, I want to see it do this. So we're going to see if it does that. But I'm not tripping still as of now, because it still has a lot of levels to break before it even hits the other side of the zone. And retest and retrace with our part of the game. Like I just said, it wasn't a green retracement candle to 15, and now we see one. So not too worried about that. Let me see what gold's doing. Gold's pushing up. Gold be playing games with me, but I'm still holding that trade. I'm not tripping about that. And just like I said in the disclaimer, price will either reject or break through. As soon as TP1 got hit, what happened? Rejected back up. Not a coincidence. Now, with these rejections, it can very much reject and then come back down. It can do that, but again, sometimes it doesn't do that. That's why it's very important. Again, these are TPs, secure your profits. And again, if you really know what's going on in the charts, you can very much so have secured your profits, got wicked out or closed. When it retraced, look for another entry, things like that. Now, you don't have to do things like that, or you could just close your profits, be done, chilling, look for another chart, another opportunity, things like that. But that is how price works. And again, we're still early into London session, and it's Monday, so price isn't really moving how it normally does, or how I want it to. I shouldn't say how it normally does, because this is kind of normal for a Monday. Not a lot of volume, things like that. So things probably won't start getting cracking into New York, which is fine. Yeah, we're just chilling right now. I'm not too worried about that. We're just chilling right now. And then you see from this line, it's rejecting this. It's still trying to push up. But again, these are levels of traffic and walls that's going to have to break through to do that. And you see it struggling to do so. So overall, still in the downtrend. So I'm not too worried about that. Now retracements can happen because if we look at the daily time frame, we're going to see a red candle in a little bit. So it could retrace a little bit pre-New York and then dip. So that's what I was saying is a slight risk entry now. But again, it was showing signs that it wanted to dump. So that's why I entered. So I'm not tripping too much about it because there's no point in stressing about trades. And we're just getting started this Monday. So I'm not really worried too much. So not a lot of action today though, but hope y'all still learn some stuff during this stream. Things start to click, start to kind of understand how price works, how there's levels to things like that, how there's levels in our charts and things like that. So when volume picks up, I'm still looking for Euro USD. Euro USD is actually at a good spot to enter for a sell, not going to lie. I still want to look for another confirmation candlestick, but Euro USD is actually at a perfect spot to enter. I'm not going to lie. GU, a little iffy, because they're all still doing that little retracement up, like it's trying to push back up. So gonna see what that's doing. But for the most part, it looks like these are the only trades really gonna enter. I'm watching some other charts, so might be some signals at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But besides those pairs, that I'm already looking at, I went over on the charts. Went over on the stream. Those probably won't do nothing until maybe like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock my time. It's 4:37 a.m. my time currently, so just do the math to figure out what time that would be for people that are not Eastern Standard. But yeah, I'm not tripping too much. It's a Monday. Gonna start this week off good. Already have one TV get hit. And you see how price is rejecting this level right here. Not tripping at all. See gold's trying to push back down. And like I said, I calculate my risk properly. So this trade's a 1 to 3. So if I'm risking $5, I'm trying to potentially, again, keyword potentially, make 3. So with any trade, you want to at least make what you're risking, if not double or triple, right? Since why I say like not all TPs are guaranteed to get hit, because it's not. So best worst case scenario, not really worst case, but best worst case scenario, if you risk $5, you want to at least make $5, right? But if the whole move happens like this was a one that almost 1 to 2. This one risked $5, made like $7, right? $7, $8, something like that. But for the most part, you want to risk $5 to make minimum $5, if not double or triple. This one, we quadruple our risk. This one, we doubled, almost tripled. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. GJ on Friday, when he catch this whole move, we caught it like right here. So we made a little bit. So we risked $5, made a little bit over $5, right? But the full move, like it did here, didn't complete the move until today because it retraced. Because again, price will either, when the TP gets hit, price will either reject or break through. We see how, and again, this happened. This trade happened live. We took this whole trade live. So you actually see the retracements, the rejections, and then you saw it retrace, then push back up. So you literally saw price do everything that I just highlighted 2 seconds ago on Friday's stream. So make sure to watch last week's stream as well. Things will really start to click. Because again, it's not a lot of action during this trade, during the stream. So you kind of see some things happening, but that trade, we actually had moves. We took moves on that day in real time. So if you want to see some actual trading and see how price works in real time, watch Friday's stream. We call trades out every stream, but again, it's Monday today. Very low volume. Not going to be a lot of action. You go to last week's stream on Monday, same thing. very low volume, not a lot of action. So that's just how things are. Okay, so Mondays and Fridays Fridays are still volume in the markets, but Friday is a whole nother thing. But Mondays is when volume slowly coming in. You guys still think, stock market's not open till New York session anyways, and stock market's been closed since the weekend too. So there's not a lot of volume going on right now. So you got to understand that. And that's why you got to patiently wait for opportunities and just keep an eye on the charts, wait for price to come to you. But that's going to be the end of this stream, y'all. Members, I'll let you know if we have a New York session stream or not. I'm definitely going to be keeping up to date what's going on in there. Those that are just watching the stream, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button. Make sure to watch that video I dropped in the comments, okay? How to read candlesticks. Check out all my videos. All my videos are going to help you out, okay? All my videos are transparent, straight to the point. I explain things simply, step by step, very transparent, and they're all going to help you out. I have trade breakdowns, psychology videos, trading plan videos, videos giving tips, all types of things. Now, if you want to contact me, you can contact me on Instagram, playmaker_way, or if you join the Telegram, just click the top. You can hit me up on Telegram right there, okay? And also make sure to follow the Instagram, because on Instagram, I post things as well that aren't on YouTube. I post a lot of tips as well as recaps of the week and things like that. Okay, so make sure to follow the Instagram too. But this is going to be the end of the stream. Like I said, I'm still in gold, calling NAS out. We're just an hour in, almost 2 hours into London, not tripping too much. Just patiently waiting. Like I always say, hold SL or TP gets hit. So if you didn't get worked out when TP1 got hit, do not freak out. It's part of the game. Retracements are part of the game. And it's okay to make mistakes, right? People don't want to make mistakes. People don't want to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. What's not okay is understanding the mistake you made and not adjusting, not improving, not changing, not figuring out, okay, what I need to do to not do that again, okay? Because there's a lot of people, like, I knew this person had this, again, it's not calling anyone out because I used to do the same stuff. This is just an example. So actually, let me just use the example, my personal example, right? I was making a lot of mistakes. Man, I keep losing trades or I kept over leveraging this, then the third. So instead of me just complaining about what I keep doing wrong, I said, why does this keep happening? How do I stop this from happening? How do I improve? That's what you got to do, correct? Okay, because it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are natural. Mistakes are normal. We're all human. Nobody's perfect. But you have to adjust. You have to adapt. You have to figure out how to improve. Because if you just keep doing the same mistake, it's going to build into a habit. And bad habits are the worst things to break. You want to build good habits. You don't want to build bad habits. That goes for inside and outside of trading. All right, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye on Euro USD. See what that's trying to do. I'm going to keep an eye on AUD USD as well. This one's tracing a little bit higher up, so Euro USD is my main target. I'm still paying attention to some other pairs when it gets close to New York, but as of now, I'm just watching everything else because everything else is kind of just trying to determine what it's trying to do for the day. So I probably won't be entering anything else until pre-New York or New York session today. But again, still holding gold. And NAS is still valid. So make sure to hit that like button, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. Gonna be back streaming all week, every day, 2:30 a.m. EST, London session. And then gonna be New York session streams exclusively for the members. You're gonna join the Advanced Play Signal Room or one-on-one mentorships. You can ask me about that on Instagram or the Telegram. Ask how that works, the details, and all that good stuff. But we got a new 15-minute candlestick. So very quick, let's just see what this does. It's still reacting to this level here. So I want to see it push down. So we want to see if it does that. But again, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow morning. And we out.